I am your host, Jess Williamson, an award-winning business and mindset coach and a serial entrepreneur having scaled 4 successful businesses. My purpose is to help you unleash your unique superpowers and to build the life and business of your dreams. Let's get into today's episode. Welcome back to another episode of Couch Chats. I am so excited you're here. I have so many thoughts running through my brain that I want to share with you. So I'm going to dive right into it and ask you, how often do you turn down your goals? And I mean like a volume switch. You think it's too loud or too big or too unrealistic. So you settle for a goal that is a little bit smaller. And this word realistic gets thrown around so often. Like, what even is realistic? Like, what does it even mean? I don't even know, to be honest. Like, realistic is subjective based on who you're speaking to, right? Someone might think earning $10 an hour is realistic. Some people who you speak to, like let's say Jeff Bezos, might tell you that earning $1 million an hour is more realistic. So when you think about it, whose definition of realistic are you trying to work to, firstly? And even if it's your own idea of realistic, where did that definition come from? It's likely come from a accumulation of your life experiences, probably your parents, how you've been brought up, the people that you've surrounded yourself with. All of this creates your own version of reality. So I'm here to give you a bit of a shake-up and say, please stop searching for the realistic goals. Let's stop playing small, please. You are more than capable of all your wildest dreams. I shouldn't even have to say this again, but I'm going to. You are more than capable of anything that you dream of. Here's the thing. If you can dream of it, if you can even imagine it being a possibility, then I'm going to tell you right now, it is realistic. Actually, let's just get rid of realistic altogether. It is possible for you. If you can dream it, you can create that reality. Anything that was ever invented in the whole entire world started with a thought or an imagination about a certain thing, right? So if you're dreaming of something, there's a reason. There's always a reason. And the fact that you can even comprehend that as an idea means that it is possible, right? So I wanted to start with that. A little bit of a pep talk, a little bit of a kick in the butt, whichever way you want to look at it. I want to see more women rising above what they think is possible. So I was speaking to a client recently and she had 500% growth last year. 500% growth, right? Huge growth. And she said to me, Jess, I feel like I want to make a goal to back it up for a second year in a row. I'm feeling like I want to set my goal as 500% growth this year on top of what I did last year. But I'm worried it may not be realistic to do that 2 years in a row. So what do you think, Jess, would be a more realistic goal for me to aim to? I think you already know what I said. So I said to her exactly what I've just said to you. But if you don't allow yourself to dream bigger, if you don't bet on yourself to make that even a possibility, you're not only shortchanging yourself, but you are capping your potential. If she set a goal instead of 500% growth this year of, let's say, just 200%, because it felt a bit easier, felt more realistic, and she decided to go for 200%. What would happen if she hit 200% growth? We start to slow down, right? It's kind of like running a race, and you've enrolled yourself in a 100-meter race because you think that's all you can manage. 100 meters, sprinting, that's a good goal for me. I'm going to stick with that. And on the day, you don't realize that they've actually grouped you in with the 500-meter race people. And so you're running, you're sprinting for your life, you hit that 100-meter mark, and what happens? You slow down to a jog, a walk, and then eventually you stop. Maybe you even start walking back towards the start line, whilst everyone else around you keeps running. They're only 1/5 of the way through. They keep running. The end is not in sight yet for them. And this is the same as if you set your goal smaller because it feels more comfortable, because it feels realistic. You're going to stop. You might think, oh no, Jess, don't be silly. If I hit 200%, I'm going to go for that 500%. I'll just step it up a notch. And sometimes you might. But psychologically, you're done. Psychologically, you hadn't taken the necessary steps before the race to prepare yourself for a longer run. And so in business, what that looks like is mentally, you don't believe that it's possible for you. So why would you try the 500 meter when you only feel like you need to do the 100 meters? Secondly, because you don't believe it's possible, you therefore didn't take the actions to make that a possibility. Maybe you didn't train before the race as much as you maybe needed to if you were doing a 500-meter race. Maybe you didn't get the right shoes or the right clothing to allow yourself to do a better job and get further in that race if you were to do 500 meters. If you're not prepared, then you might get there. You might realize, oh shit, everyone's still running. I better keep running. Maybe you get there, and that's amazing. But what if you had known that you were going to run 500 meters instead of 100 meters? You would have mentally and physically prepared earlier. You'll probably get to the goal sooner. And the number one thing that you need in order to hit big goals, firstly, is a belief that it is possible for you. Without the belief, you aren't going to take the necessary steps or actions to get there. So I'm going to finish with this running race because I just whipped that out of nowhere, to be honest, and I do not run. So those of you that run, you're like, Jess, 500 meters is a walk in the park. For me, 500 meters is more than enough. So I should have used like 5 kilometers as an example, but you get the picture, right? It demonstrates what I'm trying to explain. So let's just put the running aside and get back to business land. Hello. I hope you're enjoying today's episode. I wanted to let you know about my Dream Big journal. Not only is this journal the most beautiful journal I've ever seen, I might be biased because I designed it, but it is also super impactful. And so I have created this journal to help you work on your goals, but also to work deep into your mindset so that you can have more success in your business. But I wanted to share a quick snippet because with the journal, you get a whole entire goals and mindset course so that you can get the most out of it. So So I wanted to share a quick tip from the journal today, but I go way deeper in those videos. Now, when people work on gratitude, they often work on, I'm grateful for my home, I'm grateful for my food, and those are great, but they are working on the basic human needs level. When you've got challenges such as no one's buying from me, I'm not growing fast enough, why are they doing better than me, and all of these thoughts that come up in business, then we need to actually work on our gratitudes at a self-actualization level. So we could then switch our gratitude to all of the amazing customers that we've received today, or the 10 orders that we did receive, even though it's down, it's still 10 amazing orders. And so this is my tip for you today, is to practice gratitude in the areas where you are seeking growth. And that is going to have so much more of an impact on your success and your growth going forward. So if you do want to get your hands on the journal and all of those amazing videos and tips, then click the link in the show notes and you'll be able to shop there. Otherwise, head over to my website, jessicawilliamson.com.au. Let's get back to the episode. It's like that quote. You've probably heard it. You miss 100% of the shots you do not take. If you don't even try, then how do you know if it wasn't possible? How do you know it wasn't going to be realistic? Start to think about some of this. Is there somewhere in your life or in your business right now that you are playing smaller because it's more comfortable? Comfort zones are great. That's why they're called comfort zones, right? But in order to massively grow, we need to get uncomfortable. If your goals don't scare you a little bit, then you're probably not aiming high enough. I see all of these people online talking about you have to set realistic goals. And something that I do teach my clients is when they're overcoming a fear of failure, or they have this self-narrative around always failing. Yes, setting smaller goals is there to serve that, is there to prove to your subconscious mind that you are capable of achieving goals. But most of the time, you can aim a little bit higher, right? So this year, I have set myself a goal to hit $1 million. It's one hell of a stretch of where I am this year because I run my business solo with one part-time VA who is amazing and supports me in the best way. But I am not one of those coaches, nor do I want to be, with like 1 million staff and other coaches coaching my clients. It's just not my vibe, right? Great if it is your vibe, go for it. But I'm running this business solo. Pretty much, with my amazing VA. And so I've set myself a goal, $1 million this year, cash. Am I going to hit it? Who knows? But I'm going to give it a red hot crack, right? I'm going to give it a hell of a good go, which means that I'm now looking at my structures in a certain way. I am now structuring my pricing or my offers. I'm structuring my smaller goals, my smaller steps in a certain way to allow that to be a possibility. If I don't hit the goal, am I going to be a failure? Hell no. So why do we attach this idea that if we don't achieve our goals, we're going to be a failure, or what might people think of me? I've just put my goal out there. I've just told you. I've told you on a public platform what my goal is this year, and I'll let you know at the end of the year if I hit it or not. I'm going to be completely candid with you, and if I didn't hit it, I am not a failure, and neither are you. Because guess what? If I set myself a goal much smaller, because I probably could hit it. Maybe I said, let me go for 500K this year instead. I might hit 500K, but I might not go much further than that. But if I'm aiming for 1 million, I'll probably hit 500K. Who knows? Look, I might not even, but it's allowing me to strive a little bit higher, aim a little bit bigger, believe in myself even deeper, and to remove myself from the outcome. separate yourself from the outcome. Your worth is not based on the outcome of your goals. Your worth is based on how much you enjoyed your year, how much of an impact you made on the world, on your clients, on your family, on your friends. So for me, I'm going for that goal, but I'm keeping in mind my lifestyle, my fun, my mindset. I'm not going to be hustling to make that happen at all costs. No, that's not what I'm about. I'm sure you know that by now. But I'm aiming high anyway. So let's stop letting your fear of failure or not reaching a goal define what goals you set. Have a think about what you are currently letting stand in your way of dreaming bigger, of playing even bigger. Maybe it is a fear of failure. Maybe it's a fear of what others might think if you don't hit your goal. But most of the time, it's a fear of what you think of yourself. And so that needs to start changing today. Your worth is not based on your goals or achievement. Your worth is based on how much you lived your life along the way. How much you believed in yourself to take the actions necessary. How much you invested in your own personal growth, challenging yourself, getting out of your comfort zone. All of those things play a part in it. Maybe it's a fear of success. Maybe you have some limiting beliefs around success being a bad thing, or when you get more successful, you're going to have to change the way that you show up, the way that you bring your energy. Maybe you think that success has to be hard work and you're afraid of hustling to burnout. Maybe you've been to burnout before and you don't want to go back. All of these stories play a part, but if we can work on our mindset, stop making excuses, and give yourself a little bit of permission to dream a little bit bigger, to play a little bit bigger. Imagine what was truly possible. I wanted to just share a few more, reasonings or excuses that I've heard people use in the past when it comes to this idea. And maybe you're thinking some of these right now as well. Maybe you're thinking, Jess, that sounds great. I'm all for dreaming big. I'm all for people achieving some amazing things. But I'm already grateful for what I have. So I don't really want to be greedy, or I don't really need more than what I have. What I have right now is pretty great. I'm going to say amazing. Amazing that you have that grateful perspective. But why does it make you greedy to want to have more of a good thing? To allow you and your family to have more choice in life and to make more of an impact in the world. More money in the hands of good people doing good things means you can have a bigger impact on the world. Maybe you have a belief around, I don't want to work too hard, so I'm happy with less money, or a smaller business, or whatever it might be. But whoever said it had to require any additional time or energy? Plus, if you're wanting a freedom lifestyle, money is actually the thing that is going to allow you more freedom, more choice to decide when you work and how much you work. If you are always needing more money to cover your basic expenses, you'll probably need to work more. So, have you been shortchanging yourself? Have you been dimming down your goals to try and fit into this realistic box, which in itself is pretty unrealistic, right? We can't all fit in the same box. The box doesn't even exist. The box is in our own imaginations. Who's to say what's realistic? Look at any of the most successful people in the world. They all have their own stories. Look at Justin Bieber. He was found on YouTube, and then suddenly he's a massive superstar all around the world. Then you have other people who have worked 50, 60 years of their life before anyone even took notice of them. Everyone is on their own path. Everyone has their own definition of what is realistic. But you see people can take these leaps. So why can't you? I hope that's given you a lot to think about. I mean, I've just thrown you the whole kitchen sink. I've thrown you so many different analogies, and this is the way my brain works, right? So here you go. Do with it what you will. But I just want you to start thinking. Even if you don't necessarily take action on this right now, I hope it just makes you think a little bit differently. When you're showing up in your business, when you're setting your goals, maybe even go back and review your goals right now. We're still at the start of the year. You've still got time. Not even just this year, but life, right? So please stop searching for realistic. Let's stop playing small and claim your dreams. I believe in you. I know that you are so capable of whatever you dream of. So it's time for you to claim that and make it happen. I would love to know what some of your big goals or big dreams are this year. So come on over, send me a DM, hit me up on Instagram at Jess.Williamson8 and let me know. Put it out there to the universe. Put it out there to the world. When you share what your goal is outwardly, you've now made a commitment. It's no longer in your brain. And the more people that you tell about it, the more you have intention to create that reality. But you never know who may be able to help you get there. You never know if someone doesn't have a connection or someone doesn't have the missing piece that you are looking for. So set that intention, come and send me a DM. It'll be between us. And let's do this. Let's do this damn thing. I am so excited to see all of the damn magic that you create in this world. And I'm going to leave it there because I could talk on this all day. But I am so excited for you. And I cannot wait to hear what magic you create. Until next time, I will see you on the next episode of Couch Chats. If you have enjoyed this episode, please screenshot, share it to your social media, and tag me. The more that we can get the word out there about these podcasts, the more lives we can impact together. So thank you for always supporting and listening to me on this podcast. It means the absolute world, and I will see you next time.